So the next position, now a lot of you must be listening and thinking, oh, how has this guy not mentioned this guy after, what I just said in the last segment about the centre backs? Well, you might be mistaken because I've chosen my left back, and some people might have thought this guy's a centre back, but no, he's a proper left back. He did play centre back for when he was younger, but I want this guy as a left back. I wanted Ramos and Beckenbauer on the team, and I just can bring in another proper winner. This is Paolo Maldini. I mean, it was kind of obvious. The greatest left back in the history of football. It's no debate. You got Roberto Carlos, you got Ashley Cole. I mean, if you really were going to put Maldini at centre back, then I can understand putting Ashley Cole or Roberto Carlos. But, mate, you don't want to do that when you got Paolo Maldini. You don't really need to do that as well. You can bring Sergio Ramos and just put Maldini there. He's just going to lock the fort there on the left side. You're just not going to need anyone else but Paolo Maldini. He's won numerous Serie A titles. He's obviously a one-club man with AC Milan. His whole family is pretty much part of AC Milan. It is instilled in that football club's history. He has won 7 league titles. He's won the Coppa Italia. He's won 5 Super Cup Italianas. He's also won, astoundingly, 5 Champions League / European Cups. Back in the day, it was called a European Cup as well. But he's also won part of the edition of the UEFA Champions League. That is more than Sergio Ramos. So that is an unbelievable feat. You think about the last decade, how a lot of the modern generation know about Ramos. This man, look, I love Ramos, but this is a different beast. This is the best defender of all time, I think. You have to say. This is the best defender. Some of the tackles he made, it wasn't even just the tackles, the positioning, the recovery. It was unbelievable, the speed he went at. This is one of the great defenders of all time. Now, unfortunately for him, when he played for Italy, he was pretty unlucky. He did not win the World Cup. He, in fact, came as a runner-up in '94, obviously playing up against the great Brazilian Ronaldo in the World Cup final. And he came third as well in 1990. He was also a runner-up in the European Championship in the year 2000. He was also a runner-up in 1986 for the Under-21s European Championship for Italy. So for Italy, he hasn't really been able to do it. And he was not featured in the 2006 World Cup when Italy did win the World Cup. He was not even in the squad. So he has not won a single major trophy for Italy. But let me tell you something, don't let that say anything about who this man is. This man is a proper defender. You would want this man in your team if your life depended on it. He has been a part of the European Championship team of the tournament 3 times. He's won the Bravo Award in 1989. He's been a part of the FIFA World Cup All-Star team in 1990 and 94. He's been in the Ballon d'Or race in the top 3. Think about this. He's been in the Ballon d'Or race twice in the top 3 in 94 and 03. Think about today, how many centre-backs have been in that same round. Now, I know Cannavaro won the Ballon d'Or, but I'm never going to put Cannavaro ahead of the guys I've mentioned already. And just because of the fact that his career, his prime, his peak, it was great, but it wasn't a huge longevity compared to these guys. And obviously we saw Virgil van Dijk, come second as well in 2019 when Messi won, obviously. But, it's such a hard feat to do. And he played against some proper forwards back in the day. He was also the World Soccer Player of the Year. I don't know what's called soccer, it should be called football. World Football Player of the Year in 94. And he's just been a part of numerous accolades for World Cup Dream Teams, FIFA 11s. He has been the man of the match in the Champions League final in 2003. He was part of the UEFA Team of the Year in 2003 and 2005. We all do know about, another failure he's been a part of, obviously, in Istanbul against Liverpool Football Club. I don't really think we need to mention that here because this man has already won everything before. He's already won everything for his club. You can make the criticism for what he's done for his country. I think it's pretty unfair. He has done, to beat Brazil in 94. I think that's kind of, that's stretching it a bit. That was an unbelievable Brazil team. So I've got Paolo Maldini as my left back. He is the greatest left back of all time. There were certain candidates, Roberto Carlos, obviously, and Ashley Cole were the other two, but I would never pick those two ahead of Paolo Maldini at the left back position. If I was to pick Maldini as a centre back, and who would be my second choice left back, I would probably tend to go towards Roberto Carlos ahead of Ashley Cole. I know Ashley Cole, what an unbelievable player. He's probably one of the only wing-backs to pocket Cristiano Ronaldo on a religious activity. It's unbelievable what he's done in his career. Obviously, he won the Champions League. Roberto Carlos won the Champions League. So, a lot of Champions League winners. Very hard to decide, but I would still pick Roberto Carlos. Just overall game, and I think the quality of him being part of the Galacticos as well. Not saying Ashley Cole could never have played for the Galacticos. He is definitely he's the greatest Premier League left back. There's no doubt about that. He's the greatest English left back of all time. No doubt about that. But no, he does not make it ahead of Paolo Maldini in my all-time football 11.